Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Sorry we are a few minutes late. We migrated towards the sun, so we are a little warmer this morning. Thank you for joining us. I will be guiding you through your practice today. A couple of announcements. We are holding a rocking vinyasa on Monday night. This coming Monday, our first rocking vinyasa outdoors with Amy. Please join us. We're very excited about that. And we are also running classes every morning at 8 during the week and 9 on the weekend. Please invite your bodies to rest in a comfortable place on your mats. And begin to experience the earth beneath your bodies. Settle into the sense of weight, of sound. And the feel of your own sensations of the body. The sounds of nature, the sunshine, the birds, the heartbeat, and this breath of life. Together, take a deep in-breath. And let it go. One more time. Very, very slowly begin to invite the body to move in a way that is organic to you, like you're waking up for the first time in the morning. Let there be this experience of movement without controlled thoughts or anything like that. Maybe it's a rocking side to side or an expansion of the arms overhead. Maybe it's some stretching or twisting motions. As the body explores movement, we continue to breathe in a natural way and soften around the belly area and the chest so that the breath can have some room and some space. And gently make your way up into a seated position if you're not there already. And start to rub the palms together. Lighting up the warmth of the palms in these hand chakras, energy center. And as you place your hands on top of your chest, maybe one over the belly, or both on top of the heart, you can just feel the warmth of the hand and the contact with yourself. Notice this contact. Notice how lovely it is to just give this creature of the body, the holding that it deserves. We might spend a lot of time in our heads criticizing this creature. And I think it's important to just know that nothing gets resolved with criticism and anger, and more that holding, that compassion, that mercy, that connection is needed, beginning with ourselves. And hold it as if you're holding this infant, like you're rocking the infant in your arms. And together we open the practice with the sound of Om. First a cleansing breath. Take a deep inhale and let it go. Inhale. Wonderful. As you slowly open your eyes, begin to transition into some shoulder motions up and down and around, just to get into the shoulders a little bit more. And give your wrists a little bit loving by circling them around in one direction and then to the other direction. And start to shake the hands. And just see if you can kind of shake the arms in any direction that feels helpful. What we're doing here is we're releasing any kind of stuck energy in the body. And even releasing trauma from the body. I know that from my own experience, of course. And you can take your time to kind of rock the head side to side a little bit. And just access the neck in any way that feels comfortable through rotations or side bend. And we'll make our way into a table pose where you can allow your shoulders to stack on top of your wrists. And take your time to separate the knees just a little bit wider from one another and rock side to side. After you've done a few rocking motions side to side, take your time to shift your hips back. Maybe you even curl the toes under and extend the arms forward with the in-breath, and with the out-breath, shift forward so that you're stacking your shoulders on top of your wrists. And then take some back and forth motions, just like that. There's a little ant on my thing. I don't want to hurt the little guy. Move over, honey. There you go. And eventually see if you can kind of get into your child pose. Maybe some rotational motions throughout the hips before you get there. And make yourself kind of get to child pose after taking some motions throughout. I find that a little easier than to just kind of flop my body straight into child pose, especially the older this body gets, there's like just a little bit more tweakiness around the hips. So it's good to acknowledge that. There's some kind of honoring and respect to acknowledge and admit that. There's no shame in that. And once you kind of settle in your child pose, just take a couple more breaths. Feeling the supportive ground under your forehead. Handing yourself down to the ground. Beautiful sense of surrender to something larger. Larger than this body, larger than this small self, in that there is this huge, expansive ground, physical ground, which is a metaphor for the ground of being. More deep in breath. And let it go. And slowly make your way back so that you're expanding your arms forward. You're going to shift your hips up and forward. Let the shoulders stack on top of the wrists. The hips can drop slightly. Make sure that those hands aren't too far back. And then allow yourselves to just take a few push-ups up and down. And maybe in between the push-ups you press back and forth. Two more times. Good. Now allow your hands to stack underneath your shoulders and step your right foot to the side so that it does come off your mat. Your toes are facing sideways. Keep your left hand on the ground as you open up into a twist towards the right. Expand your arm really high up. And then slowly come on back down as if you're going to thread it through. It doesn't have to touch the ground. And open up again. Deep in breath. And out breath. In breath. And out. Two more times. And as you finally expand the arm all the way up, maybe look up, reaching up. And as you release the right hand down, shift your hips back slightly and extend through the right leg. And begin to shift back and forth, bending and extending through the right leg. Maybe you hold it as a static stretch if it feels better, or you keep moving. And settle back into your table pose, stepping the left foot to the side, toes facing outwards. Maybe taking some rocking motions to begin with. And then restacking your right hip on top of your right knee as you expand and open to the side. Deep breath in. On the breath out, threading through. 5 more times. The last time that you open up to the side, take a breath in and feel the opportunity here to really also look up for a second to see if that feels okay on your neck. And then release the left hand down and extend through the left leg, maybe rocking onto your heel, and start to shift back and forth as you bend and extend. At the same time, you might be rocking your hips towards the left slightly as the left knee bends and then re-extends. Wonderful. Finally, return back to your table pose. Curl the toes under and lift the knees off the ground slightly. Pull the navel in and up, press the floor away. And keep those knees bent as you extend your hips back. Shaking the head no and yes. And then you might walk the feet back slightly for a downward facing dog. Or you might stay exactly where you are with the knees super bent because that might feel better on your back. Some pedaling of the feet. Some rocking of the tailbone side to side, some rocking of the head side to side. And an eventual forward fold. Walking your feet forward, folding forward, bending knees. Take your fingertips to the ground. Separate your feet a little wider. Take the toes sideways slightly and bend and extend. Up and down. Eventually returning to a full forward fold with the feet either hip distance or a little wider. Drop the hips again, draw the hips more back, and lift yourself up into a squat. The hands or the elbows can rest on the thighs, or the arms can extend forward without too much pressure on your shoulders. Take your time to reach all the way up with the in-breath. The out-breath, squat again. In and out. For 9. 8, you might take the arms all the way back. 7. 2 more. Hold here. Bring the hands to heart space. Engage your inner thighs outwards. Activate the heels into the ground. Relax your shoulders. And slowly rise all the way up for Tadasana, mountain pose. 2 palms come to heart space. Take a deep inhale, 2 arms reach overhead. On the out breath, bow, hinging from the hips, forward fold. A half lift as you anchor your hands on your shins and draw length through the spine. And you plant the palms to step back to plank. Arriving there, maybe taking your time to lower the knees like we did at the beginning of class and taking a few push-ups. If you'd rather skip the push-ups, come all the way down to the ground. All the way lying down on your belly. That's where we'll all meet eventually. As you expand your legs back and elongate through the hips. Find your baby cobra as you establish that squeezing of the shoulder blades muscles. Elbows draw back. And there's this openness in the heart as you strengthen your upper back muscles. Deep inhale and exhale. Planting your hands back down and lifting yourself back up to downward facing dog. Take your time to bend your knees, press your hips back so that the belly touches the thighs. Look forward. Inhale. On the exhale, walk or float forward, coming into a forward fold. With the in-breath, rise all the way up, activating the feet into the ground. With the out-breath, bow forward, forward fold. Half lift as you anchor hands. Stepping back to plank. A few push-ups before chaturanga if you wish, or directly all the way down or halfway. Inhaling for an upward facing dog or a baby cobra. If you took upward dog, notice how I'm not necessarily touching my thighs to the ground. I'm actually pressing the thighs off the ground. Back to downward facing dog. Feel the difference in the spine now. And allow the left leg to rise up, the right leg to rise up to the sky as you inhale. The exhale brings your knee toward your chest, curling. Inhaling all the way up with the leg and exhaling. Step the foot to where we stepped it before when we were in a table pose, to the outside of the mat onto the right side. Since we don't have blocks, or some of us don't have blocks, it's easiest to take a twist in this way with the leg further out. Open up to the side with the in-breath. On the out-breath, thread it through like we did before. Engage your thighs. Inhale. You might drop the knee, the back knee if you wish, or you might keep it lifted and exhale. Take it again, 3 more times. Last time, inhale. The exhale, plant the palms down and take that right leg all the way back and up into a 3-legged dog. You might open up through the leg, or you might take the right knee towards your elbow, back to the belly, and re-expand the leg out and back and around into some circular motions. As you finally regain access of the plank pose with the right knee to the chest, re-step the right foot now towards the thumb and make your way all the way into a warrior 2. So here the back heel is gonna dial down and you'll open up towards the side. Make fists with the hands to circle your wrists, giving those wrists a break. And reverse the warrior to find the side bend on the left side. Now that we're in the sun, I'm hot. Shouldn't have wore that long sleeve shirt. Right? It's like hot yoga, it's all right. And coming into your side angle. Expanding your right arm all the way onto the side to find the side bend on the other side. And do it again. Just a couple more times. As you regain your side angle lunge, hold it there, activating left arm into the left thigh, reaching right arm all the way up. You might look down and up a couple of times to get into the neck. Or you might go just a little bit deeper with that left arm without rounding through your spine. Feel the breeze, feel the sunshine, feel the birds, feel your body. And notice how you exist outside of thought. You still exist. You don't need to be wrapped up in thought. Come back into a runner lunge this time as you toe heel the left foot towards the left a little bit more. Finding your way into that runner lunge. Take your time to re-expand yourself back into a three-legged dog. This time, you might take the flip dog if it's available and it feels good to your body. Returning back into a three-legged dog and releasing the leg down with a deep in-breath and letting it go. Left leg slowly rises to the sky as you inhale. The knee comes to the chest as you curl. Inhale, elongate back. And exhale as you step the foot to the outside of the mat. Taking care your right hand is still underneath your right shoulder. Notice how my foot isn't all the way forward. It's actually a little bit more back into the side and outside of your mat. Take your foot outside of your mat. Yeah, on the grass. It's all good. And feel that openness to the side and thread it through. Two more times. Maybe some circular motions throughout the hips. And as you square the hips again with the in-breath, the out-breath brings the knee to the chest, stepping to the left thumb, making your way into your warrior two. Take your time to really feel that spaciousness throughout the arms, the chest, the expansion of the hands apart. And take a few back and forth motions, finding the side bending. Notice how in yoga, what we're actually doing is we're trying to move the spine in all directions. Lateral bending, rotations, flexion, extension, leading to a healthy spine where a lot of knots and spirals of anxiety and fear can be released and unwind. Taking it into your side angle eventually. And in your side angle, notice how you can be fully relaxed in that shoulder. That bottom shoulder, there's this opportunity to just let that shoulder relax while you activate the forearm to the inner thigh. And then returning back into a runner lunge. Maybe toe heeling that right foot to the side a little. And stepping back into a three-legged dog, maybe a flip dog. Coming back to your three-legged dog and letting the leg release down. We're going to take some motions back and forth. Walk your feet forward slightly in the downward dog. Bend your knees, press your hips back so that you're like in this kind of leapfroggy kind of position. You're about to leap forward and start to find the leaping so that you're actually on your toes when you shift forward. On your tippy toes when you shift forward. If you like the idea of actually hopping up and down, you can take a quick look at me. There's this opportunity to leap and then land with the knees super bent. Notice how when I'm landing, I'm actually bending my knees a lot and drawing my hips back. Eventually taking that same leap and landing lightly forward. Maybe walking forward instead and rising all the way up to stand with a deep in-breath. The out-breath brings your palms back to heart space. Regain access to the ground. Feel the grass or the mat under your feet. Relax your neck. Bring your hands to your hips. And shift your weight into your left leg. Right knee lifts. Relax your shoulders. And now take the right arm forward, like this. Left arm back. And switch arms. And keep doing this motion, this rotational kind of motion. Left knee is lightly bent. Left glute is super engaged. And then finally just hold the right arm forward. Take your right leg all the way through and land it back and to the side and sink down into a squat. You're drawing your hips more back so that your knees aren't affected. And then as you come back to the center, switch arms. And again around. Inhale. And exhale. A bunch of times we'll do this. You should start to feel that left leg super, super strong, getting tired. Let's do 3 more times. Last time. And as you return back to the center, bring your right knee towards your chest. Holy shit, right? You can feel that. And expand your leg all the way back to land in a runner lunge. So you really need to send it all the way back, bend that left knee, and then eventually land in a runner lunge. Leg all the way back again into a 3-legged dog. From here, the knee comes towards the chest as you shift your chest forward. And the left toes go behind the right knee. The right heel dials inwards to the left, so it's coming towards you guys. So in your case, you're going to dial it down towards the left. Notice how my left shoulder is on top of my left wrist, but now I'm going to shift my hips back, bending my right knee, almost sitting on the ground with my hips. You guys good? Shift forward again, re-extend the right leg back, and this time, take your time to bring yourself forward, stepping the foot forward, finding the runner lunge, rising into a crescent, and then opening up for a goddess pose. So as you open to the side, see if those heels could go in, toes go out, and go up and down a few times. And we'll take some more side bending. As you find your goddess, bring your left forearm or wrist to the left inner thigh and expand open into a side bend. Maybe you sink down lower and that hand comes down lower. Now take your left hand to your hip and expand your right arm to the side into a twist. Reach it all the way up and around. And relax your right arm to the inside of the thigh, taking another side bend on the left side. Coming back to center, right hand to the hip, pressing through, looking to the side, and then re-extending the arm all the way up and around. And a side bend. Inhale. Exhale back to center. Inhale, twist. And open up. Switching sides. Take it with your own breath. Inhaling up, exhaling, twisting. Inhaling back to center. Exhaling, twisting. Inhaling all the way around and planting. Side bend on the exhale. Inhale, rise. Exhale, twist. Inhale all the way around. And exhale, side bend. Inhale back to center. Exhale, twist. Inhale all the way around. And exhale, bend. You guys with me? Yeah? One last time. Twist. In. And side bend. Good job. Let's return back to the center. Turn back to the left foot. And taking your way with the left leg. Now, placing the left leg, left toes behind the right heel. Dialing the heel to the opposite side now. As if you're coming into a side plank on the right leg. And then bring your left toes onto the ground to lift the hips upwards. Nice. You guys are with me. You're awesome. It's so hard to have two different audiences. All right. Coming back to the center, into downward facing dog. Beautiful job. Let's do this hopping forward and back again, just for shits and giggles. Maybe bouncing, hopping. Maybe just shifting forward and back. And rising all the way up to stand. In breath. And out breath, palms to heart space. Woo, you guys sweaty?
Yes.
Wow, this is fun. What time is it? Shit. Oh, man. All right, we'll hush through this one. All right. Let's take it to the other side. Shifting your weight into the right leg. Coming into this back and forth motion of the arms, just to get the arms kind of ready. Yeah, we're still on Instagram, baby. Awesome. We finally figured out how to keep Instagram live the whole time. And now let's take our time taking that left arm back. Actually, no. Left arm forward as you reach that leg back and sink down. Coming back through the center. Right arm forward, left leg forward. And again, left leg back, left arm forward. And take care. This is squats, you guys. So the idea that your right butt cheek should be feeling the actual squat back and down. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. 2 more times. Last time. Return back to the center. Hold the balance and step back into a runner lunge. Bend the right knee, draw the hips back, land the foot, plant the palms, and find a 3-legged dog. Now, take your time to just return back to the center. Allow the knee to come towards the chest. Plant your right foot behind your left knee. And then dial the left heel to the right, shifting the hips back. Coming back to the center and stepping the foot forward, dialing the left heel down, opening up into goddess. Yay, I remembered it. As you sink down into goddess, transition into a wide-legged forward fold. So you're going to get those feet to face this fully forward and then bow. Shaking head no and yes, and taking any variations that you wish. Good. As you return back to the center, take a deep in breath. On the out breath, walk again back to your runner lunge. Extend the leg behind you now and take the left toes behind the right heel. You're still in a plank. Dial the right heel to the left into a side plank. No, I did it wrong. Dial the heel to the right and then come back into that opening of the chest. Good job. As you return back to the center with the in-breath, find your plank pose. out breath, lower all the way down to your chaturanga and eventually all the way to the ground. Come into Sphinx pose just for a couple of breaths, opening through the heart. And then from Sphinx, keep the left forearm on the ground and bend your right knee. You might walk your left elbow forward slightly. Finding that quad stretch with a back bend if you wish, or releasing the chest all the way down to the ground. And switching sides when you're ready. Coming back to the center. Allow yourselves to slowly come back to Sphinx. Bend both knees. Either stay here with the elbows going sideways or reach back to grab your ankles, pressing back into bow pose. Good job. Release the legs. Press yourself up into a table pose. Take some arches and curls. Oh, not too bad. Take your left knee towards your left wrist, left foot towards the right. Extend the right leg back into a half pigeon. If this half pigeon doesn't serve you, take it on your back. The chest can be lifted for a while to kind of start to, find that opening in the heart and the expansion in the right hip flexor. If this is serving you, you can stay here the entire time or lower down, all the way down. Taking any variations are always welcome. You might experiment with threading the arm under, starting with the right and then the left, and see if it feels good to kind of go deeper in this way. Try both sides, see which one serves your body best. I think the right side feels better. And then slowly make your way all the way back up and around. Take that right leg around, place it in front of the left shin, and take a twist to your right. Take care both sits bones are on the ground. Stay here or grab a hold of your right foot or shin and extend the right leg forward. Coming back to the center. Make it to your half pigeon on the other side. Right leg forward, left leg back. Take your time to settle into the pose. Two more breaths. And the left leg. Slowly, you lift your chest and the left leg goes all the way to the front of the right ankle or shin, depending on where it lands comfortably, with both sits bones on the ground, taking a twist to the left. And once you've settled and you feel comfortable, you might expand the left leg forward. Returning back to the center. Make your way slowly onto your backs. And take any final movements or stretches you wish on your back. You might cover up your face, or you might enjoy the sunshine on your face. And as you land comfortably on your backs, feeling this beautiful earth beneath you, surrender your body into its holding, its open arms, like you're landing into something beautiful and safe and kind. Invite your awareness to your entire back body. And feel the energy descending downwards from the topmost of the head, down through the neck like a funnel, as if you had this energetic sensation in the body like the substance of honey, which is really kind of downward moving and gentle. And let it spread downwards through your arms and out of your fingertips. And all the way down through your hips and through your legs, out of your toes. And luxuriate in this slow paced breath. And consider taking this slowness of pace into your daily lives. The gift we've been given to slow down. Meeting every single aspect of ourselves where it is. Meeting each other with presence and intimacy. Consider these words by Thich Nhat Hanh. When we walk like we are rushing, we print anxiety and sorrow on the earth. We have to walk in a way that we only print peace and serenity on the earth. Be aware of the contact between your feet and the earth. Walk as if you are kissing the earth with your feet. Take a deep in-breath together. And sigh it out. Take your time to slowly find some movements throughout the hands and the feet. Either remaining reclined or rolling over onto your side. If you rolled over, take your time to make your way to your seat. Bringing hands to heart space with the close of practice. Join me with the sound of Om after the small chant. Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Satchitananda Murtaye Nishprapanchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase Om. Take a deep in-breath together. I thank you for allowing me to teach you today. The heart within me bows to the big heart within you. Namaste.